Hello students, so we move on to the next chapter, that is mixtures. It is defined as an impure substance with two or more elements or compounds which are mechanically mixed in any proportion. Okay, we can have the examples. The first one is an example of two elements, that is iron and sulfur mixed with iron plus sulfur mixture. The next we are having both the compound mixtures like potassium chloride or water. You can take salt or sugar with water having potassium chloride solution. Then you can have elements and compounds like sulfur mixed up with carbon and potassium nitrate, which happens to be your gunpowder mixture. So here on the basis we have classified homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture. The mixture in which we have same composition throughout are known as homogeneous mixture, like your salt and water, sugar and water, alcohol and water, soda and water, etc. Whereas the heterogeneous means they have different composition and properties throughout the mixture, like chalk and water, oil and water, sand and water, etc. So these are homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture. You have to remember them as difference. Moving to the next one, we are having characteristics of mixtures. Components in a mixtures are present in any proportion, that is varying proportion. There is no fixed amount and they do not have a definite set of properties. It varies from its element to element. Then the next one, components in a mixture can be separated by physical methods as we are mixing them mechanically. Moving to the comparative study between elements, compound and mixture. Here the entire difference is given. For example, elements are made up of pure substance with one kind of atoms, whereas compounds are made up of pure substance with two or more kinds of atom. But mixtures are impure substances made up of two or more elements. Moving to elements and compounds, they have their own set of properties, whereas mixtures have no set of properties of their own. Elements cannot be separated by physical and chemical methods. Compounds can only be separated by chemical methods, and mixtures can only be separated by physical methods. Example, in elements you are having iron, copper, lead, etc. In your compounds you are having iron sulfide, copper oxide, sodium chloride. In mixtures you are having iron and sulfur, copper and silver, etc. So these are basically about mixtures. The next important thing is how we will separate the mixtures. This chart shows that if it is a mixture of solid and solid, we can separate them by sieving or by magnetic separation or by the method of sublimation. If it is a mixture of solid and liquid, we can separate them by sedimentation, filtration and evaporation. So how we will separate them? So here we will separate them on this basis. If it is a solid-solid mixture, we can separate them by sieving based on the difference in the size of the particles. We all have seen our mother in the kitchen sieving through the flour. Here we are having the technique of separation, the large size particles getting separated from the smaller particles through a sieve. Example, separation of rice mixture with different big size particles, that may be of sand, etc. The next one, we are having separation of rice powder in different size of particles. Here examples are given. You can see through the bran and the wheat flour. The wheat flour is being separated from the bran. Large particles stay and the smaller particles falls. Here in building industries, we can see how coarse sand stays above and the fine sand penetrates through the sieve. The next one is magnetic separation. Here we are separating the magnetic and the non-magnetic component. Earlier we took an example of mixture of iron and sulfur, and we know in a mixture of iron and sulfur, iron is a magnetic component. So when we attract a magnet, when we show a magnet to that particular compound, the iron gets attracted to the magnet and sulfur stays behind. This way we can separate by magnetic separation. The next one is sublimation. Sublimation means change of solid directly to the gaseous state. So those sublimable substances which are mixed up with non-sublimable solids, they are separated by this method. Sublimable solids are like ammonium chloride, iodine, naphthalene, camphor, etc. They are separated by heating the flask along with an inverted funnel, pushed up with cotton, and after heating them, the sublimable solid gets stuck on to the neck of the funnel, and finally the non-sublimating stays behind. And that way we can separate them. The last one, we are having filtration. On the basis of your size of the insoluble solid particles and in the solid liquid mixture, we separate with the help of filter paper. We fold it 4 times and separate with 3:1 layer and put it in the funnel, and finally we sieve it. We can sieve or we can filter chalk and water by this procedure, where the chalk remains behind and water penetrates down. In that way, filtration method can be done. Here you just need to remember the principle and examples. The next is separation of mixtures. Here by the process of sedimentation and evaporation. So by method of this, we generally go for your salt solution, where evaporation method is being followed. In sedimentation, what happens? The insoluble solid settles down if we keep it for a longer period of time. The settled one can be removed by decantation process. As you can see here, in a vessel they have taken the mixture, and after keeping it for some time, the solid settles at the bottom, the liquid remains above, and by the method of decantation, the liquid is poured out, the solid stays behind. The next one is, in our water purification process, we use generally alum, just like we say fitkiri. The alum is also used in order to purify, and here we keep it for some time. We can see that the insoluble impurities settles at the bottom and the pure water stays on the top. This experiment we will show in the class once the lockdown gets over. The next one is evaporation method. It's a very common phenomenon in which salt is also manufactured. Evaporation is known to all, where liquid changes to vapor state. Here what happens? We take the solution, we heat it off, the liquid gets evaporated and the solid stays behind. Here in this case we have taken the example of salt solution. Now this gets over. Moving to the objective type questions. The first one is, your sequence is 3, 5, 4, 1, 2. I repeat, 3, 5, 4, 1, 2. The next one, choose the correct answer. Components in a mixture are present in definite proportion. It is false. It will be indefinite proportion. Mixtures have no definite set of properties. True. Components in a mixture can be separated by physical only. Chemical you have to strike out. It is false. Sodium chloride and water is an example of elements and compound. It is false. You have to write it. It is a mixture of compound and compound, because both sodium chloride and water happens to be your compounds, not elements. And heterogeneous mixtures have different composition and properties throughout the mixture. It is true. Moving to question number 3. The first answer is carbon, a black non-metallic component of the mixture. Gunpowder, carbon. Number 2, physical method of separating iron from an iron sulfur mixture is magnetic separation. Then number 3, the component of the soluble solid liquid mixture which is lost to the atmosphere is liquid component. The component of naphthalene, sodium chloride, which remains in the evaporating dish when heated together, is sodium chloride. And number 5, it is water and oil. Okay, that much. Reasonings you have to mark from the book. That's it.